Welcome. In this tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate how to connect a federal signal horn and strobe to your PureAire monitor. All you should need is your Phillips head screwdriver, 1/8 inch flathead screwdriver, a piece of wire as a pigtail or whatnot for connecting your relay to your power, and whatever length of hookup cable you'll be using at your facility. First thing we're always going to do is ensure that when we're working inside here with the electronics, that the electronics is powered off. All right, no power applied. So we're going to remove the protective enclosure cover, as such. Then we're going to need to pull our electronics out, so you have to remove or unscrew these two silver captive screws. Pull the electronics out. You're going to disconnect your horn, which is on the bottom left, your O2 cell, and then you'll need to loosen your string relief so you can kind of give yourself a little bit of room here and pull your electronics out. So the first thing we're going to do is connect this little piece of wire here from the positive side of our input terminal to the middle of, we're going to do relay 1. So we're going to go to the common port, which is in the middle of relay 1, to our positive 24 volts. Give it a little tug, make sure it's tight. And we're going to go to the middle. And we're going to tighten that down. Nice and tight. So now we've got our jumper taking 24 volts to the middle of the relay. Next, we're going to take our hookup wire. Recommend something 20, maybe 18 gauge at the most. These terminal lugs are kind of small, and you may have trouble getting anything thicker than 18 gauge into the terminal. I'm going to go ahead and stick with red being my positive. So I'm going to go to the normally open side of the relay. Normally closed, common, normally open. Push that down in there. That's good. Nice and tight. Tug. All right. Then we're going to take this. This is going to go to the common side of your horn. So we're going to go to the common. Here's a diagram of your terminal block. 2 positives up top, milliamp in the middle, and 2 negatives or grounds on the bottom. So we're going to take this. We're going to go to this bottom negative or ground. Alright, as such, go ahead and we'll hook up our O2 cell, making sure all 5 pins are in all 5 sockets. Connect up our horn, and just kind of, as you're pushing the electronics in, just kind of pull your cables so you're not bunching everything up in there. It is going to be kind of tight. Push those down like that. Tighten up our captive screws. And then we're going to run to our horn and strobe. When you take your horn out of the box, you're going to remove the base. A little turn. Make sure you stick this. If you're going through the center, there are little knockouts here. If you want to go on the side, just kind of pry those out. Right. And then your horn and strobe. there's a little diagram on the side here that shows the 2 positives up top, and then the rest are your commons. So as you're looking at your horn and strobe, it's going to be with your dip switches to the left, terminal blocks over here on the right. Remember, our red is our power, so we're going to stick that in there. Tighten it down. Take our common. Once again, top 2 are positive, so we'll go to the 3rd one. Tighten that down. Just as a side note, these dip switches, you do have a volume high and low. Right now it's on low volume. And then any combination of these other 5 dip switches will give you various different audible alarms coming from your horn. So we'll go ahead, put our bass back on. Right, I'll sit it over here to the side. So at this point, we're ready to apply power. The relays are going to switch at the very beginning, and your horn will sound briefly. Don't be surprised when that happens. All right, so once they go out, now, if you have it wired correctly, you'll have that sound at the very beginning, and then it'll stop. At this point, it's in the warm-up phase of the cycle, and you'll have to wait approximately 250 seconds for the monitor to fully boot up. And at that point, the horn may sound again briefly. Most likely it will not. And then after that, we'll go ahead and I'll show you how you can do an actual test on your horn to make sure that it's all wired up properly. Okay, so at this point, our monitor has fully booted up. We do not have to get into the menu system or anything like that. All we're gonna do is hit it with a known span gas. I'm gonna use 99.99% nitrogen. And we just wanna verify that when alarm 1, which is gonna be this here, when it energizes, that our horn energizes and we get our audio and visual warning. So, I'm gonna go ahead, pop it open. It's gonna take 5 seconds, there's a 5-second delay. And we do have a fully functioning Federal Signal horn and strobe that energized whenever alarm 1 relay was energized. Your monitor is now back to 20.9 and everything is good.